Okay, good evening ladies and gentlemen, it's your host Shane Gilfin and you've joined us for round 6 of the V8 League Championship for 2023, and tonight we're at the beautiful Townsville, far north Queensland, in the Townsville Street Circuit. Round 6, we're still keeping it hot, staying north from Hidden Valley last round. Tonight we're staying north Queensland, very hot again as temperatures are heating up out there, and so is the track as we're in qualifier session at the moment. It is just myself out here tonight in the commentary box. Tim Lawson unfortunately falling foul to the flu. We hope a speedy recovery to Tim if you're listening out there and watching. Hope we get you back in the box pretty soon. But for now we're in qualifier session. We'll just go through the tyre selection for today's race. We've got the white banded soft tyre. I don't think we're going to see the wet tyre out today, the green banded tyre Dunlops. And we'll definitely be seeing the yellow hard tyre out on the track today. Track temperatures are quite hot I should say, and the tyres are burning up really quick. So expect to see some hards out there, even for the first race, which will be 16 laps. Alright, as we go to the track now with 6 minutes to go on quali. We've got Vlad Tokarev challenging championship defender Craig Broadbent at the moment, as he's currently on pole. I'll bring up the standings so everyone can see what I'm actually talking about. And we're back here at Townsville 400 I think it is this year. And everyone's out on track. A couple of guys still in pits. Andrew Chilau is back from a bit of a sabbatical. He's had a bit of a break, but he's back in at Entertainment Park at Bankstown. So we welcome him back, and hopefully he has a good race. Currently in P11 in the Ford Mustang Boost mobile entry. Okay, we've got Matt Collins out on screen at the moment, number 3, the best of the rest. Craig Broadbent carrying on P2, but it's Vlad Tokarev from Russia, our favourite Russian. He's out there. He's going to be the one to beat at the moment. Practice times look pretty competitive amongst the field. Vlad posting one of the fastest top speeds down the main straight. So let's see how that pans out throughout the night. 2 races tonight. First one's 16 laps, and the second race will be 33 laps. So I just had a bit of a briefing with the boys, and they were excited and scared about the 33 lap race as well. And as you can see just behind Vlad there, the pit entry is super tight, so they don't want to be pitting on the same lap as each other. So maybe see an undercut here round about lap 15-14. So out on track at the moment, Vlad Tokarev, Craig Broadbent's championship leader and defender. I should actually show you guys the championship table as it stands. And as the boys are qualifying, this is how they look. Craig Broadbent on screen, currently on up the top. Vlad Tokarev moved a couple of spots after last round, and Eric Chandra dropped a spot there. Ludwig Askinas steady at 4. Scott Flack won't be with us tonight. He's got internet issues and it still hasn't been sorted, so unfortunately he's going to have to take that as a drop round tonight. But at the moment in P5, David Baker moved up a spot from some great racing. Unfortunately could have been a lot higher, but that incident at race 1 last lap down the main straight cost him dearly. James Spotto moving up a spot, which we haven't seen him in the session tonight, so maybe he'll drop in later. But James Spotto he moved up into 7. Collins moved up as well. He's had a couple of shockers throughout the year. Left the servers early for an early start in the morning, so hopefully he sticks with it all night tonight. James Delaney's missed a couple of rounds. He's still got a chance to use them as his drop rounds and pick up the points and move back up the ladder as he drops to 9. Frederick Sarkis moving in the top 10 with 23 points. Okay, so back to it, back to the qualifier session. We've only got 2 3/4 minutes, and it's still Craig Broadbent out in front by 9 1/1000ths of a second. We had this at Oran Park in the British Touring Cars last week. It was 1 1/1000th that separated them. Oh, Craig doing all he can. He's just overshot that there, hit the fence, and he's going to have to bring it back to the garage to get that sorted before maybe 1 or 2 more runs. All right, so Eric Chandler's moved up into P3 at the moment, pushing Matt Collins down into 4. Frederick Sarkis, our go-kart champion. Oh, up on 2 wheels. I didn't say motorbike champion, did I? I said, definitely said go-kart champion. But he's improving up in P5. His cousin James Sarkis in the other Walkinshaw Andretti entry. He's in P6. Great job from him. David Baker. We always love seeing his animation out on track and in the driver cam, which we won't be able to bring you tonight. But he's currently in P7. This is one of his favourite tracks, so watch him climb up through the races, keep his head down, and go forward. Look for Skinas, our Lithuanian. Got his special Red Bull livery. Great effort there. Nice little paint job from him as he's sitting in P8 at the moment. Gabriel Nunes is back again. He's had a bit of an absence from the V8s, and he's in P9 at the moment. Andrew Chilau, as we mentioned, moved up a spot into P10. Jeff Wynn, I think he's come for some late practice, so he's still getting to grips with this track. It's not an easy track, being a street circuit. Deep brakes down into 4th gear. Can't actually see his gears at the moment. Or his sectors. Oh, that's because we're on the qualifying. No, we should be able to show data. Maybe there's something wrong there, but he's got on a PB for the opening sector there, which is just after turn 2. Nice and smooth through what would I call the S's. Deep braking, downhill left-hander. Car wants to push, which it does. He's missed the first one, and he's taken the second curb, and that will be null and void, that one. A bit of frustration there from Jeff. His teammate Gordon Lee, and good mate. Looks like Tokarev's moved up with a 1.8 flat. That'll be hard to beat before the end of quali with 10 seconds to go. Getting back to Gordon Lee, racing from Entertainment Park at Bankstown as well in the second Penrite entry. And Troy Cieslowski is in the Ned Ford Mustang. That won't be his best. He had a good opening sector there, but 1.5 seconds down on his second sector, costing him a bit of time. Alright, so the checker flag's gone, but the guys are still out there pushing for their final hot lap. Not too sure if Craig actually got that one across the line. Vlad Tokarev, current pole sitter. We'll watch Craig as he goes through. We'll watch the timing screens too to see if anyone else is creeping up while they're turning blue. Blue means they're back in the pit lane, so their session is finished. Oh, Craig just getting it up a little bit there. Doing all he can. He's only got a couple of corners to go. Oh no, he's pulled it back in. So he'll be back in the pits. You can see how tight that pit lane is. Look at this. And we've got a tyre barrier right on the inside. If the guys get caught on that tonight, we're going to have a massive traffic jam and an Austin Powers moment. Okay, so that concludes quali for round 6 of the V8 Championship 2023. Okay, so it's Vlad Tokarev on pole with a 18.001. Beautiful time, that one. Craig Broadbent couldn't do it. He tried, but that's won't matter because these boys will try and stretch away at the start of the race for the 16 laps. Eric Chandler on the second row, side by side with Matt Collins. Frederick Sarkis on row 3 with Ludwig Askinas, moving up into P6, pushing James Sarkis down into P7. David Baker up into P8 with Gabriel Nunez, and Andrew Chilawi will be starting in P10. And further back it'll be Jeff Wynn on slot 11 next to Gordon Lee, and Troy Chislowski rounding out your top 13. All right, we'll only go to a quick commercial break and we'll get this race night underway.
There is nothing like the mountain, the speed, the history, and most importantly, the sound. It's part of the Bathurst 1000, and now it's part of your whiskey too. Aged to perfection with the sweet sounds of a roaring V8 pumping through each O barrel. Like a perfect lap of the mountain, each sip will leave you wanting more. For the second year, Ned Australian Whiskey brings you the 2022 limited edition Sounds of Bathurst Whiskey. And this year, Ned have taken it up a gear. The boldest drink for the greatest race in Australia.
Okay, welcome back. We're getting ready for round 6, race 1. 16 laps this one. Vlad Tokarev on pole, Craig Broadbent right behind him. Boys are going to be very nervous as we all race into that hard, open right-hand corner that's going to bottleneck right at the end and over the inside curb. We saw a couple of guys getting up on 2 wheels, and it's very easy here. A couple of the sausages are really, really tough, so the guys may even flip. Hopefully there will be a wall to catch them and they won't end up on the roof. Okay, Vlad Tokarev, front row. Craig Broadbent, look at this. A tough front row, and Matt Collins and Eric Chandler will be right behind them. Boys have got a couple more seconds to grid up. 1 minute to grid. And we'll be underway in a couple of seconds here. Tensions are rising, and great start from Craig Broadbent. He's got the jump on Vlad Tokarev, and he's going to come over. Vlad's tucking into Craig's slipstream there, and I think Matt Collins may have got the jump on Eric Chandler's. They all get through quite nicely there. Nice job for the guys to get through. Oh, looks like one of the Sarkises in the back of Ludwig Askinas, and it's 3 wide. Oh, just gone away from that there. Someone's lost out here. I can't see who's falling down the page, but Frederick Sarkis up the front. Looks like Jeff Wynn getting up next to Gordon Lee here. Craig Broadbent still out front. Matt Collins putting pressure on Vlad Tokarev up the front here now. He'll watch him go for the inside line as we'll come out of this kink. Vlad to the wall. Vlad's coming over to protect that line. Deep braking. Nice job there. Chandler just falling off a little bit here, but that's nothing. We're only at the start here. Frederick Sarkis putting pressure on Eric Chandler as well. So they better get away and stretch away if they're going to improve here and get away from the field. There's a lot of guys up, squashed up. James Sarkis getting in front of Ludwig Askinas. Further back, David Baker still in P8. And it looks like Jeff Wynn, Gordon Lee down the back here. Gabriel Nunez falling back there in P11 as the 2 Penrite cars. Beautiful jump up the front. Gabriel going right down the outside. That's not going to work. He's not going to make that. Oh, great job. I don't know how he made that, but fantastic work there from 3 boys there. Broadbent still out in front. With Vlad right behind Matt Collins in tow as well. So the 3 are coming together. Eric just slightly falling off the back himself. So coming out of the kink into the deep right-hander. Got to protect the inside line. This will be a good passing opportunity later on, so keep an eye on this one. They come down the straight for the third time. Third time. Bringing up lap 3. Broadbent smashing the timing screens at the moment. Eric Chandra out by himself. He's also taken the fastest lap of the race. Ignore the notifications up above. Craig Broadbent has got great company there. He hasn't dropped him at all. Matt Collins smashing it up there, trying to get on the back of the very fast Russian of Vlad Tokarev. We've got the KO chopper up, giving us pictures from the satellite. The in-car feed, I should say, as they get over that right kink. Very unstable as they take that right-hander. There's a huge kink right on the exit, which forced them out to the wall. And there's real punishing on the outside tyres here, the left-hand side. They have to bring it back over for a deep braking, down in a second, maybe first, but Matt Collins stays in second gear. Nice and tight up the back of Tokarev there. Chandra right behind him, waiting for something to happen. The rest of the boys are fighting it out as Askinas has Cieslawski for company here. Gabriel Nunes up in the 8th place, Baker up in the 7th, and the Sarkis is together as well. So great job from the cousins there. Askinas, Cieslawski, and Jeff Wynn and Gordon Lee falling back to P11 and 12 at the moment. Andrew Chilawi just squirreling under brakes as he locked up too much. Oh, he's managed to hold it, so the Penrite boys are wanting to get up there. Jeff Wynn's done the job. Troy Cieslawski up already. Oh, squeezing it out. Like Troy Cieslawski. Jeff Wynn getting on Troy Cieslawski, who's up in P11. But up front, Change is starting to gain on the back of these boys. So these three are really holding each other up. As we always say, if you're fighting it out on track, you're only giving way to the guys behind you. And that's exactly the case as we watch Chandra down the main straight, on board with Matt Collins now. The braking, watch, oh, just getting balked by Broadbent there. Vlad just got caught out there, locked up the brakes and squirreled into the wall. Thankfully, it was there to keep him straight. Matt Collins could have probably made a move, but Vlad too quick to correct that. So this is a great battle up front. This is what we want to see. As we go through the top three now, all aside, Vlad may pop out for a chance up here. Yeah, I think he's going to wait his time because he knows he's just going to have the rest of the guys right behind him. Chandra up now for the top four running. And Frederick Sarkis is coming up on the back as well. And looks like James Sarkis right behind. Unfortunately, Andrew Chilawi received a drive-through penalty for a jump start. Not much he can do about that. He just has to keep doing, serve the penalty and keep going. Oh, big lock up there. I'm not too sure what happened there. But Craig's fallen back into P5. Eric Chandra has collected. Matt Collins up into 2 now. So Chandra now out in the lead. Just see if we can see what happened here. We'll get on board with Craig Broadbent. And this is a replay. So watch Craig Broadbent come in the screen there. Oh, it's Matt Collins push. Oh, so it was a lock up from Matt Collins. Had nowhere to go. Took Vlad, who pushed into Broadbent there, costing him the lead. Matt Collins benefiting out of that. As we go back live now. With 10 laps remaining, Chandra out in the front with Matt Collins right behind him. So now it's another battle for 2. These Frederick Sarkis up in a P3 too, just 3 seconds back, but he's got company with Vlad Tokarev on his tail as well. So Watch this, Craig Broadbent moving up as well. Unfortunate for these guys, but that's the trap. At Townsville, nice long straight, bottlenecks, opens wide and then bottlenecks on the exit, not the entry. So if you don't get your braking right and your brake bias, you can easily lock up this car. Too much weight with these cars. About 1.5 tons in a braking zone at 280 k's. We'll watch these guys and watch the speed, bottom right hand corner. See what speed they get up to, and it's about 260, 265. So getting the heavy brakes. Broadbent trying to make an issue. Frederick Sarkis coming over, but it'll be Tokarev on the inside for the next right-hander. Tokarev too good. Frederick trying to get the inside, but Broadbent's trying to follow through there in the wake of Tokarev's red Milwaukee car, but he's got to make it on another corner. Watch him come up on the inside. Try and get up on the inside of Sarkis, but Sarkis too strong. Sarkis making a move and taking Tokarev out, I think. If we bring up Tokarev or Sarkis, we'll see what happened there. I can't bring you those pictures, but Matt Collins now has got the job on Chandra. P1, very exciting, everything happening throughout the field here. Gordon Lee, looks like Andrew Chalawi's served his penalty and he's back out in P13. So at the moment, halfway through, it's Matt Collins, Eric Chandra, Frederick Sarkis in P3. He's got Craig Broadbent now on his tail. And it looks like, I'm trying to find where Tokarev is, P7. So Sarkis, James Sarkis in P5. David Baker nice and solid in 6 here. He's got the red machine in his rear vision mirror soon, so see whether he holds out for the rest of the race. Only 9 laps down of 16. You see all the boys squirreling under brakes now, really punishing on these cars as Matt Collins, our series sponsor, is still out in front defending against, very slightly against Eric Chandra, just falling off the back there now. So MJ Build Constructions putting up $100 for the winner, for the top 3, and each and every round for the V8 series, and he's actually taking it out himself at the moment. Will he hold it to the end? We'll see. Frederick Sarkis will keep an eye on too, defending P3. That'll be an important, great result from him, but not too sure if the stewards will have to look at what happened with him and Tokarev on that second right-hander there. So defending against series leader and championship defender Craig Broadbent. That'll be another position to look out for as James Sarkis is taking up the rear. Baker's got Tokarev on his tail. Coming up soon. I think Broadbent's going to try and come up the inside here. Shade coming across the track. Oh, just pulled out of that in time as they go through on lap 10. Broadbent in P4, Sarkis still in that P3 position. Still wants that podium finish. Further down the field, Ludwig Askinas still in P8 there by himself. Jeff Wynn doing a solid job in the Penrite. Gabriel Nunes trying to get back his positions, chasing down Jeff Wynn in the Penrite car. He's got Troy Cieslawski behind him. And Gordon Lee in the second Penrite with Andrew Chalawi out on his own further down the back there. All right, back up front. Collins starting to pull away slightly, half a second, and they're both putting daylight between P3 with Frederick Sarkis. Got Craig Broadbent. Watch Craig up on the inside here. No, he's going to let Frederick go. Craig's very good on the tyres, on tyre management. So maybe towards the end of the race, he knows he can. The max he's going to get is this one position, so he's got to play it safe. Make sure he's got enough tyres at the end. Frederick Sarkis, we know, was struggling through practice on his tyres and his car setup. So he's not 100% happy with the setup here, but he's sliding that car really nicely through the S's there and up over this downhill heavy braking section in another set of S's. Right against the wall there, trying to take a nice arc on the outside. But you can see the car rear end just keeps coming around as he puts the gas down. Bit of exit oversteer. And he's going to be wearing those tyres out pretty soon, so stay tuned for that one. James Sarkis further back, and David Baker on the back of James Sarkis now. So another one struggling on tyres. We've got Baker trying to go right around the outside to get a good line down. They're putting daylight to Tokarev, so Tokarev not having the best of days after that incident, was challenging for the lead. Baker's going to be on the outside, through the kink, up the inside. Will he take it? He's going to go for it, but Sarkis, he's going to outfox Sarkis, who's going to go straight ahead, and Baker's just going to take that position nice and easy. Great job. Foxing the other driver to outbrake himself, and that's exactly what he did there. Baker moving up into P5. So Collins now out in front. Chances putting a bit of pressure in. The timing screen says 0.8, but it definitely looks a lot closer than that now as they're battling out with 4 laps to go. And that's the battle for P1 and the actual lead for the race. Eric Chandra quite solid in the V8 car and any car he sits in, to be honest. And to be in P2 will be a great achievement, but he'll definitely want to take the race win. Okay, Baker going through there in P5. Looks like Broadbent's got that P3 position now, ahead of Frederick Sarkis. Going through turn 2. Nice short sprint, heavy brakes, really tight entry on this opening. It's very hard to see when you're on board this car. You just got to know where the track goes and then just throw it into the corner there. But Frederick doing a great job. Falling off a little bit, but that's expected. Close battles out here is for the lead. Looks like James Sarkis and Vlad Tokarev. This is Tokarev. James, again, like his cousin, just oversteering on the rear there. The rear just wanting to rotate too much, and it's hard for him to control. He's putting the gas down too early. He's got to really feather that accelerator coming out of the corners. Look after those tyres, because this race will be a prelude to the second race, so they'll know exactly when they can pit and how much tyres they can afford to use up. Gordon Lee retiring with a DNF at the moment. Tokarev running right around the outside. James just taking enough room so Vlad can't take the inside here, but will he get the exit and up into the next corner? He's too far back to take any advantage and make a move, so he's settled in there a little bit, but we've only got 2 laps to go, so we'll go back up front. And it's still Chandra chasing down Collins here. Nice down low. You can see how much the car really dips in and the rear of the car lifts up under the heavy brakes, really heavy. Hard on the front tyres, but he manages to get the apex and a nice drive out of the corner. Look how much room he's pulled out on Chandra there behind him. And that's why he's out in front with a half a second lead. Oh, and that's Gabriel Nunes in the wall. He's not too sure if he's going to stay there or reverse right in front of the other cars, but fortunately Craig Broadbent, I can see him coming back out on track. Oh, Broadbent just got in front there safely. So Gabriel Nunes dropping a couple of spots there. And moves still safely in P3 there. Frederick Sarkis still in 4. Baker up into the top 5 now. Looks like 2 laps to go. On the 15th, we've only got 1 lap to go after this. He'll take us through with the white flag across start-finish line, but it's not over yet. We're in the little stadium section. Oh, now Chandra's going to make the move, so watch this. Chandra's going to want to get a good exit here. He wants to make a move. He's trying to get it into the slipstream, get a draft down. Collins has just got to stay on the inside and then drift out wide through the kink. Don't let that inside expose, because here comes Chandra. Oh, and they've come together. Collins will probably take that position back, and Chandra's given that position back. So that's what it's all about, the sportsmanship, making sure if you cause an accident that you retire the position, making sure the affected driver passes you before you can continue on. That could cost you the race, because you could be waiting for the guy to really take his time to get back on. And it looks like Collins will take that, or he may re-challenge. Yes, he's right up the back now. Only a couple of corners to go. Chandra's still in the race, in the hunt here. This is his last move up the inside. Will he get it done? Collins knows exactly that that's the position, but he's overshot it. Will he cut it tight? Oh, it's side by side, neck and neck. He's got to stay tight on the inside. Chandra's trying all he can. He's going on the outside. Oh. Sorry, my voice keeps changing because the breath is just falling away. And that's going to be Matthew Collins taking the win. Congratulations. That's Chandra right behind him for P2. Craig Broadbent unfortunately lost the lead through an earlier incident, but he fought back to P3. Frederick Sarkis, David Baker. Vlad's crossing the line now for P6 ahead of James Sarkis. Ludwig Askinas crossing the line there now, out on his own. That leaves Jeff Wynn. He should be happy with this result. Did really well to get up a couple of positions, fall back and regain those positions again. And he'll finish in the top 10 in P9. Troy Cieslowski bringing the Ned Supercar Ford Mustang around. So that's Jeff crossing the line for P9. Congratulations to him. Troy Cieslowski come around the final corner and he'll take P10. Unfortunately, Gabriel Nunes, we saw getting stuck at turn 1 or turn 2 if you, depending on which way you look at it. Okay, so at the end of round 1, it was Matt Collins taking the 16-lap sprint race in P1. Eric Chandra right behind him. Craig Broadbent recovered well to finish P3. Frederick Sarkis, one of his best results there, P4. David Baker, he'll be happy with that in P5. Vlad Tokarev won't be happy with that after a couple of incidents throughout that race, unfortunately. James Sarkis finishing in P7. Ludwig Askinas, solid in P8 ahead of Jeff Wynn. Troy Cieslowski in your top 10. And P11 was Gabriel Nunes. Andrew Chilauri unfortunately receiving a drive-through penalty for a jump start. And Gordon Lee retiring early in P13. Alright, we'll go to a commercial break and we'll be back after these. All right. Okay, Gordon Lee, Jeff Wynn. Nick, can you do me a favour?
Yeah, mate.
On the right-hand side, the top right-hand corner, what I'm moving around,
Yeah, mate.
it's a bit slow for me. Can I get you to click on a driver's name and then move them up to position, right?
Yep.
So I've done Troy Cieslowski, Gordon Lee, Jeff Wynn. Now behind Jeff Wynn, I want Andrew Chalui. So look for his name, highlight it. Andrew Chalui.
Yeah.
Over here, yeah, and hit the plus until it sits behind Jeff Wynn. Click once, click the plus.
Yep.
No, he's not moving. Not on the keyboard. See the plus and minus next to the to his name.
But you can move in the mouse. All right, so his name's that's all good. His name's highlighted, and I'm clicking plus. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, and again. Yep. Now do that for.
Yeah. Just tell me the name.
Hang on. Yeah, Gabriel Nunes.
Done. Where is he? Gabriel.
Down the bottom.
Yep. And where would you like it?
Behind. You've moved Chalui too far up. Put Gabriel behind Jeff Wynn.
So I've got Gabriel's name highlighted.
Yeah, leave it. Hang on. I'll show you, right? You got to move him up. Leave it. I'll show you. There, and then Chalui has got to come down one. Right? So now I want the next driver to sit behind Gabriel Nunes. Does that make sense?
Nope. So which...
All right, you grab David Baker.
Yep.
Grab David Baker.
Yep.
Yep, plus. He's got to be below Gabriel.
And he is now, yes.
Yes? All right. So you got the next person's going to be below... James Sarkis is going to be below David Baker. One.
Done.
Tell them about Entertainment Park. Well, this place, it's like, it's...
my favourite place in the world!
The thing about this place is that...
it's fun for all ages, no matter what your age. You'll love it.
What I really want to say about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts, plus a great cafe. Games, bowling, simulation, but the go-karts, oh my God, they are so much fun.
Look, thing is that this place is...
perfect for my birthday party. Everyone said it was the best birthday party ever. Yeah!
What I really want to say about this place is...
Just say it!
it's a fully hectic, oh my God, venue.
Finally! Entertainmentpark.com.au. And as Tahi says, it's hectic.
And oh my God.
Okay, welcome back. Thanks for the wait. We're back getting ready for race 2. 33 laps. Just waiting for the boys to grid up once again as we go live. What? Okay, sorry, just sorting out a couple of things here. We are live, so I've got to do it all on the fly. All right, just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in a second.
Tahi, tell them about Entertainment Park. Well, this place, it's like, it's...
My favourite place in the world!
The thing about this place is that...
It's fun for all ages, no matter what your age. You'll love it.
What I really want to say about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts plus a great cafe. Games, bowling, simulation, but the go-karts, oh my God, they are so much fun.
look, thing is that this place is...
Perfect for my birthday party. Everyone said it was the best birthday party ever. Yeah!
What I really want to say about this place is...
Just say it!
It's a fully hectic, oh my God, venue.
Finally! Entertainmentpark.com.au. And as Tahi says, it's hectic.
And oh my God.
Okay, do apologise about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're back, race 2. I promise this time. The boys are going to be gridding up pretty soon for race 2. 33 laps. Just had some technical issues with the game. Sometimes happens, especially with RF2. I'm sure we'll bring you a great show once the show starts. 33 laps. This will be a monster. It's reverse grid too, so the guys that didn't qualify so well are going to be up the front of the race, so we hope they can hold the pressure as we head down to turn 1. We've got Gordon Lee and Troy Chlowski on the front row behind Jeff Wynn and Andrew Chalui. Gordon getting a great job, so to his teammate Jeff Wynn as they head down the main straight. Couple of guys coming together. This is always a mess when you reverse the grid. But it's the two Penrite boys, Gordon Lee, Jeff Wynn out in front, Andrew Chalui coming through turn 2 there. Eric Chandra, I don't know how he does it, but he always, from the back of the grid, makes his way through the front in P4 already. Frederick Sarkis behind him as well. And that's Gabriel Nunes in tow behind him. Chalui coming up the inside, great job. So too Eric Chandra. It's getting very messy here. Oh, the tail just coming away from Jeff Wynn, I think that was. Or Jeff Gordon Lee maybe. And he just fell to the inside, but it's Eric Chandra up into 2. There's a couple other, something else happening further towards the back. There's Tokarev and Broadbent trying to get through the field, and that's Gabriel Nunes just in front of him. Unfortunately, Matt Collins down the back, and Ludwig Askinas, not too sure what happened there. But it's a mad mess right down the start. Where's Craig Broadbent already up in the P5 now? Sarkis trying to chase down Eric Chandra as much as he can. Chalui out in the lead. We'll give him cred because unfortunately that first race he received a drive-through penalty for a jump start, but he's out in front taking the first couple of laps here in Townsville. And we've got the faster boys coming through the field at the moment, already moving up into the top 5. Broadbent and Vlad Tokarev swapping positions there. But it's Chalui up front, defending against our favourite Indonesian, Eric Chandra, and our local boy, Frederick Sarkis, up in P3. Chalui protecting the inside. Chandra trying to go around the outside, but Chalui's doing a great job. Will he defend on the final corner, or will Eric just go for the run down the main straight? It's a 3-way all the way down now, 3-way sprint. I'm on board with Frederick Sarkis chasing these boys down the main straight here. Chandra right on the tail of Chalui. Oh, Chalui moves over the inside trying to defend, but he might have overshot that corner. Yes, he does. He's overshot it, but he's made his way back into P2, just ahead of Frederick Sarkis here. Go through the field. Broadbent already up into P4 now. Tokarev right behind him. Okay, so throughout the field, it's Jeff Wynn up in P6 as well, behind Tokarev and Broadbent. These two will be battling out the whole race. Oh, it's Sarkis and Chalui. Is that for the lead? Chandra up in the lead now. Chalui trying to defend and hold, not slip too far back. He's already in P3. Broadbent and Tokarev right behind him. So he's in great company. The new fastest lap for Eric Chandra with a 1:10. Vlad moving up into P3, taking the position. Broadbent still back in P5. I did miss that. I was distracted there. Do apologise, but Broadbent in P5. He'll want to move up there. Chilui may have got in the way in between there, but time will tell whether he gets a position back. James Sarkis trying to get up the inside, but he's gone straight ahead. And that's Jeff Wynn in the middle there. He's been sandwiched out with David Baker in tow as well. So Baker's moved up a spot. Oh, he's just overshot at Jeff Wynn, and Baker's just tapped in right at the wrong time. Jeff Wynn sat there for quite a while in a slide trying to hold it, but unfortunately Baker come around the blind corner, got nowhere to go. His teammate Gordon Lee settling in behind him in P9, and Troy Jaslowski in 10. Just Chandra out in front now with a 1.3 second lead. Tokarev trying to chase down Sarkis, so these three are going to compress up quite tightly as they join each other. Tokarev looked like he taken part of the grass with him as he come round, but Chilui's still defending, just seeing Broadbent take that position from him, but he's holding with him and he's enjoying the racing tonight. Wasn't too happy with the jump start, but he has to pay the penalty and move on there. Chandra taking the lead at the moment, lap 6, and it's Frederick Sarkis. It's going to be a long one. The boys really need to pace themselves out now. Think about when they're going to pit for tyres. Will they come in for an early pit stop to get out of the mess that's going to be a pit entry on lap 16, 17? They may want to try and go longer and do an overcut at this track. It is very punishing on old tyres, so maybe holding for fresh tyres towards the end will benefit here at Townsville. It looks like it's late in the afternoon as the shadows are falling long across the track there, cooling parts of the circuit down, but making other parts super hot as we're about to complete lap 6 into lap 7. Tokarev still on the back of Sarkis there. Broadbent will be chasing these boys really closely as he's just coming up behind to take the last corner onto the main straight. Oh, James Sarkis may have tapped Chilui there, not too sure what happened there. We'll see if I can replay that one. So James Sarkis already had the lead in front. And this is a replay, so Chilui tried to go up the inside, and that's a mistake from Chilui, unfortunately. So we're back live with James Sarkis in P5. Nothing much Chilui could do there. He just locked the brakes and went in front, losing the position. Sarkis still within the 1 second mark, but he's got Tokarev right behind him, putting pressure on. And the two of them are actually pushing up to Eric Chandra at the moment. That gap falling down to just on a second there, and Broadbent got about 6 seconds to catch up. Let's see where the other battles are on track. They're all spreading out further down the field. We're all just waiting for Tokarev to pounce on Frederick Sarkis into turn 1. But we saw on the last race he took a few laps to get the job done. As they sprint down the main straight, turn 1 always delivers issues, even in the real world. It's such a tight corner that's inviting for a lot of incidents. Skenes and Collins pulling out already. Tokarev trying everything he can to get past Sarkis here. Oh, it was a great shot on board with Vlad Tokarev in P3, chasing down Frederick Sarkis in P2, doing a fantastic effort. Being there, his first race was a P4. Oh, right up the back of Sarkis there, but Chandra's still in the picture, so that's a great job from these two. They don't want to let him get too far away, otherwise he'll be able to run his own race. Tokarev getting nice and tight with a great exit, but that wider exit's benefited Sarkis as he's stretching away a little bit. Tokarev trying to tuck in the slipstream. Will he get it done, or will he show the nose on the inside? Oh, under brakes, nice and solid there. He's a bit better on the brakes than Sarkis. You saw towards the end of this braking area that Vlad still had plenty of time to go and had to press the brake pedal and lock up a bit. A bit of a mistake from Sarkis. Will that allow Vlad on the inside? No, not enough room. Really got to sacrifice these corners. You can't overshoot these. Very important not to do that and run over onto the grass here. You'll just lose control. You got to hit these ripples, make them go under the two tires, under the belly of the car. And that's the best way to. Oh, was that a car? I couldn't make that out. It looked like the side of Gabriel Nunes? It was. It was the underbelly of Nunes. And he's just about got the car back on the track. And that is... looks like Baker and Chalui. No, that's Baker and Sarkis, James Sarkis. Two of them coming around the last corner. These two will be battling out most of the race as well. Gabriel Nunes managed to get it back on all four and get going as he holds P11 at the back of the field. Chandra's still got good company with Sarkis and Tokarev. And Tokarev showing the nose on the inside. No, that's not the place to go. Oh! They both get up on two. Will he let Vlad take that position back, or will he move on? Will he let Frederick take that position? But it was a mistake from Frederick Sarkis. Up on two wheels, lost control, got into the grass. And Vlad said, thank you very much, I am out of here. He wants to chase down Eric Chandra. The gap now, 2.5 seconds. Sarkis sits comfortably in 3 because the one behind him will be Craig Broadbent, who's brought the gap down to 5 seconds now. So he has brought the gap down, but not as fast as we thought. But again, this guy's definitely the best on tyre management, so that will benefit him through the pit sequence. Expecting him to come in around lap 15 would be an undercut. Lap 16, 17 would be the norm. Lap 18 would be too far on these tyres. You're going to give away too much time and not enough to catch it back up. It is a very slow pit lane, 40 kilometres an hour, and a very tight entry, so you've got to take it real smooth. As we're watching Craig Broadbent in P4, lap 11, chasing down the boys out in front. Tokarev reducing that gap to 2.5 seconds now. Chandra's putting the gas down. He's definitely pumping those lap times in. And that's just to stay away from Vlad, who's chasing him behind. Just in the picture there. But he's holding that distance quite well. Frederick Sarkis happy to sit in P11. Still chasing that rear, or controlling that rear end coming out of the corners, so he needs to slow that down. Race 1 would have given him a great indication on how long these tyres are going to last, whether they need soft or hards. So on lap 12, we'll go through the field. Craig Broadbent in P4. James Sarkis, David Baker battling it out for P5. P6, I should say. No, P5 on. Baker just out braking himself there. Jeff Wing coming across the line in P7 at the moment. Andrew Chalui getting bashed around the circuit is maintaining P7 at the moment. Troy Jaslowski coming around across the start-finish line, and that means Gordon Lee gets the Jim's Mowing Award for bringing up the dirt and dust and the grass and everything else on track. Looks like the grass is still on that on the rear tyres. They're very slippery. These tyres are getting very hot. Gabriel Nunes is in P11. And the two retirements in 12 and 13. So the gap now down to 1.5 seconds. Vlad really pushing down. He's got the current fastest lap of the race. Doing everything he can. Craig Broadbent in P3. Baker up into 4 now. Frederick Sarkis, what's happened to him? Oh, he's in the pit, lap 13. That's way too early for this race. He may have to pit twice, but that's given David Baker an easy run up into P4, and that's where he was last time, P4 or P5. James Sarkis about to come and lap. Gabriel Nunes is falling a lap down, stuck on his roof earlier in the race as we saw the leaders just whiz past the underbelly of his car. I just saw a flash of green, so it was either David Baker or Gabriel Nunes rolled over on one of the sausages and unfortunately got stuck there. Frederick Sarkis rejoins in P8 on fresh tyres, so he won't be in P8 for long. He's got Andrew Chalui in front on a fresh set. Should show you guys what tyre these guys are on. And Chandra, Tokarev, Broadbent, Baker, they know they can all do it on softs. James Sarkis, the first one on hards, and Jeff Wynn on softs as well. Chalui, Sarkis getting up the inside of Chalui under brakes, and that's expected with the freshest set of rubber, and he's gone back on to hards as well. So hopefully he's there to the end, but we'll see. Lap 13 is very early to be pitting on tyres at this circuit. The guys really burning up the rears more than the fronts, although I would have thought it was the fronts. Depending on the ratio these guys are choosing for this circuit, there is a couple of different ratios chosen out there today. It's Eric Chandra out in front, and here comes Tokarev. Our two international drivers out in front. Craig Broadbent, our local boy champion, BA champion for 2022, chasing him down. Gap still about the 5-second mark. Lap 15. This is where we expect to see some pit stops for tyres. I did say Frederick came in a bit too early, but only time will tell if he lasts or he has to come in again. But lap 15. We've got Baker in P4, Broadbent. You'll know if they're in the pits if you look at the timing screen, top left-hand corner. If their time turns blue, it means they're rolling through the lane at 40 kilometers an hour, very slow. But important to go through there by yourself and not get stuck in traffic. If you're out on track with anyone, it's important not to pit. Or if you know someone's pitting in front of you, don't follow them. You're going to lose too much time. And Broadbent jumps in, lap 15. There it is. He's the first. Where are the front guys? Tokarev's in as well. So it's Tokarev and Broadbent deciding to go for the undercut, lap 15. Chandra out by himself, so he may lose time if these guys manage to get some hot laps while he's in the pit. David Baker in there as well, and he's rolling in lap 15. Oh, just touching the wall there. He doesn't want... It's easy to fall off this because in the car you can't really tell where you are. He comes in, gets his tyres replaced, and you can see Broadbent just up ahead. We've got Tokarev back out on track. Ahead of just ahead of James Sarkis. Great not to get caught up, and he'll start pulling away on those tyres. James Sarkis right behind. Frederick Sarkis has come out just ahead of Jeff Wynn, and Broadbent unfortunately is going to get stuck behind here. The boys will be given... No, they won't be given blue flags because this is actually for position, so they've got to race it out. And we'll watch Broadbent try and get through the field here. As Jeff Wynn's running around on old tyres, which we'd expect him to come in any moment. Oh, he's just smoked the rears coming out of that corner. Will he touch the wall? Yes, but Broadbent's come out and Gabriel Nunes is out as well, but Craig wants to get out of this mess. Gabriel contending for the leaders. This isn't for position. Unfortunately, Jeff just getting stuck there. Gabriel trying to stay with Craig Broadbent, learn a few things, and try and stay with him as much as possible, as Jeff's just struggling on the old tyres there now. Eric Chandra has come in for his pit stop, so he rejoins in 4. So he's the virtual leader. I don't... Tokarev in the lead, and the Sarkises, I don't think, have pitted at this point. I'll just see if I can bring up the pit stop. So we know Tokarev did come in, so you can count that one for him. Frederick Sarkis has come in as well, so he's gained through all that, and James Sarkis yet to come in. So looks like Frederick Sarkis made a jump on Chandra and Broadbent. So very interesting for these guys. I can see Chandra trying everything he can. So it's Sarkis and Frederick Sarkis and Eric Chandra racing together now. This is definitely for position, and they're both on tyres. Sorry, Frederick Sarkis did pit early on lap 13. We did say that earlier on in the broadcast. So will he make it to the end? If he's going to compete with Eric Chandra, it means he's going to be smoking these tyres up faster than what he wanted. James Sarkis, one of the last to pit for his set of tyres now as they come in. Andrew Chilui. Chandra right up the back of Sarkis now, doing everything he can to get past or make Frederick sweat and put the pressure on. Squeezing up there, you can see it, very awkward. It's just right hand corners, burning the outside tyres, especially the front left and left rear as well. Just around the outside. He's trying all different lines on Frederick Sarkis. And here comes Broadbent. He's going to come into this mix as well. If Chandra doesn't get past on this lap, Sarkis protecting the inside line. He's through the kink. Chandra's going to stay, and Frederick's covered that well. Oh, I outshot himself, and he's going to lose that position. And he's going to open himself up to an attack from Craig Broadbent now, as we're in lap 19 of 33. Craig Broadbent in P4. We've got Chandra just out in front there. So it's Tokarev, Chandra. Just going past the back marker there, just letting the guys through. You want to do the same for these two as well. But it might be in an awkward spot. Broadbent getting the job on Sarkis up the inside. Lee going around the outside, and that's penalty for Chilui. It looks like, unfortunately, 2 races and 2 penalties. I'll just see if I can bring up what that was for. I don't think it was for track limits. It could have been for exiting pit lane too quick. And it's not bringing up the penalties on my screens here. So we'll move on. Unfortunately, Chilui's got to serve a penalty there. My guess is a drive-through. That's unfortunate. He's doing really well at the start of the race. He's sitting in P7. Troy Jaslowski, sorry, P8. Troy Jaslowski up into P7 as well. So one of his best races so far. And he's actually a Queenslander. So he's probably got home ground advantage racing with us from Queensland. There's a few guys interstate and international. Ludwig Askinas, who's DNF'd in P12. He's from Lithuania. We've got Vlad Tokarev out in the front from Russia, and we've got Eric Chandra from Indonesia in P2. Broadbent closing the gap now, getting away from Sarkis, moving in on Chandra. But is there enough laps in the race? We've only got 12 laps to go. It's not exactly double the first race, but we like to add a couple of laps to change the tyre strategy if possible. And these boys are really going to have to change their driving style to make these tyres last to the end of the race. These boys will be picking up some prize money at the end of the night. Round winner will win $50, second will win $30, and third place will win $20. And they've been racing all year with 3 leagues. We'll race almost every Wednesday, and if you want to join, want to tune in for our next race, we've got the Champions League, which will be IndyCar at Long Beach. So make sure you join in for that one. Join in or join in? So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button, and you'll be notified when our next race is on. As we're watching Chandra in P2 at the moment. The gap's 15 seconds from Vlad Tokarev. Just absolutely dominant performance yet again. Just watch that time to Craig Broadbent, 2.3 seconds. And Frederick Sarkis a further 2.1 second behind them. As we're on lap 22, 11 laps to go. A third of the way through, 2/3 of the way through, only a third to go. Sun falling quite quickly here. So the temperatures are rising up over 30-40 degrees at the moment. The rest of the field just spreading out. That pit lane sequence didn't really stir up a lot, but my guess is Frederick Sarkis is going to be dropping through the field, because my money's on him needing to pit again, unless he's found some magic setting that allows him to support his driving style and look after those tyres of his. Baker will be the one to benefit from that if he does fall into pit lane, as he's currently sitting in P5 at the moment. Vlad Tokarev unfortunately had an earlier incident in race 1, but he's made up for it in race 2, getting to the lead early in the first quarter of the race, and he's never looked back since. Craig Broadbent, that time's coming down 2.7 seconds. As I said earlier on in the broadcast too, Craig, very good on tyre management. Will he have enough to chase down and put any pressure on Eric Chandra in P2 at the moment? Looks like the gap is coming down. Chandra may be struggling on those tyres. Just watching Sarkis and seeing his lap times compared to everyone else. He's out there by himself, but who's that right behind him? Is that Baker chasing him down? It looks like it is. No, that's Jaslowski. So looking at Sarkis. Sarkis is definitely on the hard compound at the moment. He's got about 50% left on his tyres. That should be enough for the next 8 laps. He's just got to look after it. But is he giving time away to David Baker? Just going to watch that gap fall now. There's 2 seconds. That's just Jaslowski in the background. So Baker's a fair bit behind. That's a big gap to try and catch in 7 laps. So Frederick may have done pretty well to jump a few and hold P4. He's really just held position at the moment, but he's protected any latecomers by putting a big enough gap on David Baker, who may be struggling on his set of tyres. But great effort from Frederick to pit from lap 13 at the start of the race to take it to the end. But it's not over yet. We've still got 7 laps to go. Just watching Chandra and Broadbent battle. Gap down at 2.4, so they are lapping in the same times. So there's no real imprint on that Broadbent is making on Chandra at this stage. The front 3, front 4 are still lapping in the 104s. Sorry, 104s, 110s, 0.4. So Chandra and Broadbent really neck and neck. There's nothing in it. So Broadbent needs to find something in the tank to catch Chandra, or it's going to be as is. Tokarev, Chandra and Broadbent to the finish line. 6 laps is still a long way to go. That's over a minute to go, so with just under 10 minutes to go, I would say, to the end of the race. A very long one here at Townsville as the sun's starting to set. Shadows getting even longer across the circuit here, and the concentration levels are being affected, so this may disturb some of the results here tonight in race 2. 33 laps around Townsville. Beautifully presented circuit by Andreas 1968. So if you ever get a chance, I'll put his Patreon page and website there. You can purchase some similar tracks to this. And we're glad that he's done it to the Townsville circuit, which has done a fantastic job on this circuit. So Vlad coming around to take us into lap 29, giving us 4 laps to go, 5 laps remaining to the end of the race. Out in front, stretching that lead to almost 17 seconds ahead of Eric Chandra, who's just come around the final corner. So too Broadbent. Is he catching? Is he passing? That last lap was a 110. My timing screen shows the same time, but that gap is coming down a lot. So we'll see. It's hotting up now because I can visually see the gap is closing. But that's Broadbent in 4-3. Sarkis just passing the start-finish line in 4. That means Baker's come around. So Baker is catching a little as well. So the gap reducing on that one. That means James Sarkis, just crossed him in the wrong time. He's got Vlad Tokarev coming up behind him as well. So, but he's quite solid in P6. Jeff Wynn, this will be a great result for him. Starting to settle into that car, really understanding how these cars need to behave or need to be treated. And he's nursing it around in P7 at the moment. Troy Cieslawski is further back in P8 there. That means Andrew Chilui. Oh, Andrew Chilui is just retired. Well, he's coming to the pits. That means Gordon Lee's coming just past him for position. So that's a position change. I'd say that's Chilui's second pit stop tonight. And Gabriel Nunes struggling on those rears, really hotting up, coming up off those curbs there. Let's hope he doesn't end up on the roof again. Okay, so the battle we want to see will be Chandra, who's... Saw Nunes just spinning out in front of these guys. We'll see if Broadbent got through there, because it looked like Nunes was moving to the infield out of the way of these guys, so quite a safe move and for these guys. Is Sarkis starting to suffer on those tyres? Because that's that's either Gordon Lee or Jeff Wynn behind. That's Jeff Wynn. So to me, that's for position. Oh, that's James Sarkis, not... No, I'm getting confused now. Okay, so that's Frederick Sarkis coming round. And so I'm not too sure if Frederick Sarkis is coming around to lap Jeff Wynn. Okay, so Frederick Sarkis crossing the line. Baker crossing the line now. There's too much gap there with only 2 or so laps to go. Unless something happens with a back marker further on down the track. That means James Sarkis just being passed by Vlad Tokarev, which means he'll have to do 1 lap less to finish the race. Troy Cieslawski missing a front spoiler. Must have hit a wall or a curb quite hard. He's getting out of the way of Vlad Tokarev. Scraping along the wall there, trying to let James Sarkis through there. Nice job from Cieslawski. Broadbent just behind the gap. It's moved over the 3-second mark. So I'm trying to see what their last laps were to compare the times, but looks like he's fallen back just a bit from Chandra. Frederick Sarkis still in P4. Baker, his closest competition there, and he's further back, just passing Gabriel Nunes out of turn 2 there. Jeff Wynn, James Sarkis, I should say, in 6. Jeff Wynn in P7, almost halfway around the circuit there. Troy Cieslawski, the front needs a new front splitter, but he won't pit for that one. Not too sure if it'll make a difference for him, as we see Frederick Sarkis just passing Gordon Lee there in P9. Andrew Chilui, after that second pit stop, he's retired for the night, so he's going to fall down a couple of spots. Gabriel Nunes will make that position up. As we're on the last lap for Vlad Tokarev. Dominating performance for Vlad Tokarev. Not too sure if he's going to win the round with his bad result. It looks like that could go to Eric Chandra. But it's Vlad Tokarev taking the win. Happy with that one. Giving the boys a show, and that's race 2 win for Vlad Tokarev. And here comes Eric Chandra. Going to take P2 in race 2. Crossing the line, that's Craig Broadbent spinning out or just giving us a massive tail. Coming in P3, Frederick Sarkis. Fantastic, absolute monster job to have pitted on lap 13 to make these tyres last 20 laps here at Townsville. Very hot here in the tropics of North Queensland. He's going to come around the last corner to take the checkered flag. And P4, one of his best race results so far. Congratulations to Frederick. And David Baker, Entertainment Park sponsored Mustang, will be bringing it home in P5. Great job from him. Everyone giving us nice fishtails across the line there. That's Baker's version. That means James Sarkis come around the last couple of corners in the stadium. Come around the last corner. Great job from him. He'll be happy with that. P6, one of his best results so far as well. And another version of a slide. Oh, nice job there. 4-wheel slide. That means Jeff Wynn's just got to come around the last couple of corners to take the checkered flag. And he'll close the deal in P7. Good solid effort from Jeff. Really nursing this car well. Not a very nice car to, well, it's a very rewarding car to drive, but not an easy car to get a grip of with the weight and the no ABS, no traction. But he's spun it just before the line. He's got to cross the line. It's not over yet. Troy Jaslowski could be anywhere close. Could take the position from him, but he's managed to put it back on track on the black stuff. And he crosses in P7. Okay, so that's Troy Jaslowski's in the pits. Gordon Lee's already in. Gabriel Nunes in as well. So it looks like everyone's in except for Jeff Wynn still doing his cool down lap, and David Baker giving us some doughies around the circuit. Thanking the crowd for coming and being good sport. So nice big doughies from David Baker here. Okay, so official results, pending any protests that may come in overnight. Okay, so taking out race 2, it was Vlad Tokarev, ahead of Eric Chandra, Craig Broadbent. Frederick Sarkis did a solid job on those set of tyres, 20 laps on his second set of hards. David Baker showing us how it's done in the donut department. James Sarkis, one of his best results so far too in P6. Jeff Wynn in 7. Troy Jaslowski, Gordon Lee, Gabriel Nunes, your top 10. And then we have Andrew Chilui finishing P11. Ludwig Askinas, Matt Collins finishing early. Not too sure if they were caught up in that melee down the main straight on lap 1. So they've retired early. I do have a couple of messages, but I haven't got to see them. So until then, they are the results. You'll know on the next round how it all went. So again, if you like the stream, make sure you tune in and get notified. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and you'll get a message when we're going live next. To bring the schedule next for the V8s will be at Sydney Motorsport Park. Ooh. Okay, that'll be a night race as well, so that'll be awesome to watch. Make sure you tune in for that one. Next Wednesday will be State of Origin. So next Wednesday, maybe next Thursday, tune in, and it'll be IndyCars at Long Beach. And that'll be round 4 of the Champions League. And then the next British Touring Car, if you're following that one, will be at Donington. I'm looking forward to that one 100%. So make sure you tune in for that one. Okay, so that concludes the racing for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you tune in again. Until then, my name's Shane Gilfather, and we'll see you next time.